This is Sound Off 60.
I want to make sure that the best team is the champion.
Yeah.
I want to play,
And that's key.
if that tournament comes up with this is the best team, I'm for that.
Southwest Louisiana's premier sports talk television show.
With me?
Hey.
Without me? All
That
right.
might be the
Hey.
dumbest argument we've ever had.
You
I like
are
the way he
most
does that.
idiotic imbecile if you thought that argument did not have merit. Look, did not.
All right,
McCarran.
So you're talking about my LSU quarterback?
Yeah.
What you put
with me, without me.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort. Here are the boys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
It's showtime, boys and girls.
Yes, it
Welcome
is.
to Jack Daniel's at Lauberge Casino. We're here for the next
Let's have
hour.
fun. Let's have fun.
Let's
That's
have
what
a
we
lot
do
of
all the
fun
time on
tonight.
Mondays. It's fun night.
I'll try to be in a good mood. I'll try not to get
You can
too
be a
hot and heavy
curmudgeon
on
at
the
times, though. You can.
I'll ring the bell only when it's fun time. The countdown is on, gentlemen. The countdown meaning 2 shows left.
Yes.
2 shows left for our broadcast year before we take our annual hiatus in the month of July.
Month of July.
Where we kind
Like
of scatter
always,
a little
like
bit.
always.
You'll be seeing
know where
the
I'm
show.
scattering.
But, well, I know we'll get into that a little bit later on. You'll continue to see the show
Yes.
kind of in a best of. We'll run
Yes.
some really good shows to kind of
Yes.
keep you primed and ready as we get ready to
But this
we
isn't
kind
it.
of
We got
recharge our
one more.
batteries.
We
And
got
one of
one
those-
more before
Well, one more.
that.
Yeah. Countdown is on. We
And
got
one of
this
those
one and
good
another.
shows
2
could
shows.
probably be tonight's show, if you know what I mean when I say that.
Yeah. You wanna talk about that?
No, I'm going to save it. We want to.
Well, we got a lot to talk about. I will say
we've got a
that,
special guest tonight
a
that's going to be
special
on.
guest. He has appeared on this show a half dozen times.
Yes,
to say
he
the least.
has.
Former
Yes.
LSU star and Dallas Cowboys offensive lineman Nate Livings will join
Yes.
us on the
Bengals.
show. Talk about his foundation. Talk about a big fundraiser
One
coming
of
up
Yes.
this weekend.
genuine, nice guys
Yes.
I have ever
Look,
met.
on-
Not just in sports, but anywhere.
Yeah, he is. He's
And I've
I mean,
got to say,
Nate is
yeah. Out of all the guys Scooter has made those comments about, I would have to rank number 1. Nate would probably be second to me.
Oh, only to you?
Yeah.
Oh,
he
okay.
would probably. Am I right in saying that, Scooter?
We'll have to get it. Well, you know,
the
we gotta
only thing I would say is that Nate wouldn't say that. So I guess that makes Nate just a little better.
And let me say this. We don't have an ESPN budget. We don't even have an ESPN 8
Yeah.
budget. But we need to get a chalkboard of some form, maybe a dry erase board. And every time Guidry happens to
come
talk
on
about
now.
his old playing days,
Come on now. Be
something
nice,
with
Rick.
purple and gold, we bring up the dry erase board
Yeah.
and put another
Yeah.
mark on it and see
All
how
right.
fast
Yeah, I
it
was
fills
at
up.
the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame
Yeah.
all weekend. and
Yes.
Your name never came up.
Never
Come on
came
now.
up.
Look, I'm blaming that on you.
Yeah, I figured he would.
Okay. I'm
You
blaming
gotta
that
get
on
him
you.
on the ballot.
Never came up.
Come on, Scooter. It's got to
my-
happen
all right.
soon now. Come on.
You talk. Let's have a little fun.
All right.
Let me just throw this out and see if you guys get this one right off the bat. What subject do we hardly ever, or if ever, have talked about in the very first segment of this show? What would it be?
Soccer.
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 I can't believe I
Oh
said
my
that word.
goodness.
All right, let's have a little fun
Look.
with this. No, look. In all
what-
seriousness, we've talked about soccer
Yes.
mostly when it comes to St. Louis High School that
Right,
have won
right.
10 state championships, and maybe some McNeese Cowgirl soccer, but never
But I
on
think-
the World Cup.
And I
scene,
think
if
I
you
know
will.
where you're going with this, Rick.
So what
One
you're
of-
saying we're going to now?
Let me just make a
Let's
comment.
tiptoe into it a little
One of the
bit.
golden rules that you've always been taught as a youngster growing up is to what? Always play until you hear the last what?
The last whistle
Whistle.
or bell or horn or something or other
Whistle.
out of it.
Boy,
He's
was
referring
that-
to the 2-all draw
my
tie,
goodness.
if you will, with Portugal.
But
USA.
that's where my problem with this silly game
Yes.
starts.
Oh, well,
it's not where it ends,
Silly
but it's
game.
where,
It's a silly. It's only the
Well,
a global
All right.
phenomenon.
All right.
But go
it's a
ahead.
pretty big game, Scooter. I
But
mean,
it's silly and Hobbs.
you're talking about
How much
300
of it
people
have
in
you
one
watched?
I
stadium.
have watched. You're gonna put me on the spot.
300,000.
you're trying to make me the bad guy to all the soccer
I didn't
geeks
call it
out
silly.
there?
No,
I
no.
didn't call it silly.
But how much have you watched?
None.
I've watched the game. I have.
None.
I have to
Okay.
admit, I watched the game. One.
None.
God is my witness.
Go ahead.
I tried
I applaud you.
yesterday.
I haven't tried.
I tried.
Yeah.
I was gonna missed the
I
start
can-
of it, but I was gonna watch. I really was.
This is USA Portugal now.
USA Portugal
okay.
yesterday. I was gonna watch it. I said I have got to make my I lasted 5 minutes.
Look, let me tell you the problem with that.
I couldn't take it.
And I
could
know what
not take
Scooter's
it.
saying, Rick.
I said, this is mind-numbing. What are they doing?
I know what Scooter's saying because when I started watching a little bit of it, to me, as a fan watching this, it takes too long for the game to develop into some type of excitement. You're gonna go kick it left.
And every time
kick it
it
right,
looked like it
kick
might
left,
develop,
kick it right.
somebody fakes an injury or flops or
You know, and that's
it's beyond me.
It's you know what?
It's beyond me.
It's a very large field that they play on.
It is.
And they
Yeah,
cover.
that's one thing I
They're very
understand.
athletic.
This thing-
but
this
it's
thing-
a big field.
These
It is a big
fields
field.
look like city parks.
I know.
Yeah, they are. They
And
are
yet,
big.
yet
They are
for the
big.
most part in America, they're played in football stadiums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right.
You know,
it takes
some
so
of which-
long for
You're right.
something to develop because of the sheer grass that
And
they
you're
have
right.
to cover.
And you're
But-
right.
But back to my
That's-
original point. Here's what I don't understand. How can this be the biggest sporting event in the world, and it's common as fleas to have ties?
Yeah.
And it's a game
Yeah.
that by nature, probably every game starting has a 50-50 chance of being a tie.
or
And yet,
scoreless.
okay, it's
Yeah.
a tie.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It's
that,
so hard to
all
score a
these,
goal.
All these jillions of people around the world are tuning in.
billions.
Everybody.
We don't need a winner. We'll just
Billions.
call it
Call it
even.
tie.
I think I heard.
Call it even.
And again, I'm sorry, I didn't watch, but I think I heard somewhere that in the last World Cup or up to this point, 1/8 or 1/9 of the world's population
Are you
will
serious?
see. Now think about
No way,
that.
Rick.
Nobody
No,
gets
billions.
upset that they don't
Billions.
come away from this mind-numbing 2 hours of your life that you will never
No.
get back.
It's strange.
And
No.
you don't even have a winner?
That's
Well,
pretty
it's
strange.
you know, I
But
don't know.
But it's
You're
to a
the-
point
look,
that
you should be the
But it's
fat
also
guy.
how silly or
Yeah.
how absurd is it that when you get to this stage, best I can tell, you get to this stage,
It is
teams
funny.
will actually be playing for ties.
Oh well, that's pushing. I
That's
don't
all
know.
they need.
Well,
You
that's all they
know.
need, but it's at what is it like? You get a point for doing this.
Hey,
and
look,
a
a
point
sport
for that.
full of people who flop don't take pride in
I
winning.
thought the NBA
Yeah.
flopped, not soccer or
No,
football.
they flop.
They flop.
Oh, they
Scooter's
are
favorite
floppers.
sport now. We found
Well, as
Scooter's
we
favorite
sit now,
sport now.
the United States is still in it. Go
Yeah, they are.
USA, go red, white, and blue. Great, great, great.
Yeah.
I'm
They're still in it.
comfortable.
Yeah,
I
they're
would
still in
be
it.
perfectly comfortable if the USA sucked in soccer.
Really.
I really would. It would not. It would
Let me
not.
take a sip of drink.
You
on
know,
that.
it would not me want
That's
to.
a first for me.
It would not make me
That's
want
a
to vote
first.
somebody
You know,
out of office or demand an
The
explanation.
problem is, we're just not educated to the game.
And
We
that could
don't
be
know
right.
the
You know,
nuances.
it's-
We didn't play it. We don't follow it.
You run. You stand around and let them kick a ball.
All right. Okay. All right.
I've never played the game before.
Never?
No.
I think I played
But I'm
goalie
sure you
in
would have
high
been
school.
good at it, huh?
I probably would have scooted.
I think I played goalie in PE.
I probably would have scooted.
Because I didn't want to run around all that much.
I've
But
never
goalie, you
played
get a
it.
little bit of
It's
action.
a good
you know,
P
jumping
game.
around.
I mean,
Yeah.
when I was a little kid, we used to play kickball. Remember kickball?
Yeah, kickball.
Now that
I
was
remember
fun,
that.
but you don't play it as an adult.
Man,
Yeah.
there's a lot of soccer being played. And I must admit, I got my oldest in it this past,
Yeah.
whenever it was fall.
Oh, it's a
and I
popular
must
game here
admit,
locally. It is. throughout
it's
the park.
different when your kids are in it and you're
It is.
watching it.
It
You
is.
know,
take a much bigger
and that's
interest in it.
fine for little kids to
for little
play it,
kids.
but
But you're talking World Cup now.
I mean, we're talking about something the whole
Yeah.
world gonna watch.
All right. We mentioned
That is a
earlier,
little
Nate
different.
Livings is under roof here at Jack
Yes, he
Daniels.
is.
We're going to talk to him, not in the next segment, but the next one coming up. When we come back, we're going to talk golf, City Golf Championship. LPGA U.S. Women's Open was played. We'll
Yeah.
get into that. We'll get a little golf. And guess who's coming back this week? Who would that be, Mr. Guidry?
This week?
This week,
Who's coming back this week?
Tiger
Scooter?
Woods. See, I knew I'd stick him
Oh,
on that one. He's
God,
coming
dog,
back
I
from
was-
injury. All right, we got a 2-minute pause.
Golly,
when we
Rick,
come back,
man.
we'll talk golf when we come back. Stay right
Yes, they are.
Sound Off 60 is brought to you by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the most wonderful time. Yes, the most wonderful time of the year.
Hi, we're the Tarver family. We've been in business for 30 years. The question that people ask us most often is, what's the best time of the year to buy? We believe the best time is when the most people are buying, and that's in May and June.
So we're starting a brand new tradition, our first annual May-June sale. It's our biggest savings of the year on our biggest inventories of the year. At either one of our locations, Lake Charles Toyota or Tarver Ford.
It's our biggest sale in our 30-year history.
And it's our annual May-June sale.
At Lake Charles Toyota, Highway 14 south of I-210. Or Tarver Ford, I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
Dr. Cassio's my choice.
Dr. Cassio is my choice.
Dr. Brett Cassio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Cassio is the official sports medicine physician of Soundoff 60.
What is it about Luxair cooling products that deliver the comfort you've been wishing for? Is it their energy-saving performance? Those super cozy moments with loved ones? Or perhaps it's that great feeling you get in helping those wishing for a little comfort of their own. For over a decade, we've been helping deliver hope, strength, and joy to Make-A-Wish children and families at a time when they need it most. Find out how Luxair home comfort products will make you feel really good this season. Luxair, the comfort you've been wishing for.
Pool parties continue this week out by Liquid Society. That would be the Lazy River and all the pools and the big giant concert stage. Andy Frasco will be on stage this Thursday. The big holiday show, which will be 4th of July week, that would be a Thursday. That would be July 3rd because July 4th falls on a Friday this year. It's Kenny Wayne Shepherd from North Louisiana, Shreveport, born and raised.
Kenny Wayne.
Great blues, great rock and roll. Kenny Wayne Shepherd holiday week, but this week it's Andy Frasco. And that'll be a good time on the concert
for this
stage.
past Thursday, guys, up to this point, this has probably had to have been one of the largest attended party by the pools.
Really?
Who was
it last
Counting
week?
Crows.
Oh, yeah.
When you start parking cars at Buffalo Wild Wings, I think you've got a situation on your hand, okay?
Yeah, you got a little situation. Thanks for throwing that plug in for
Buffalo Wild Wings. Former sponsor.
I mean, we were parking cars
there. The only time I remember that is when this place opened.
That's heavy duty. All right, let's talk some golf, guys. Let's start locally. A veteran. He's been around. He's a top-flight amateur.
Matt
Nicholas wins
hey,
the City
who
Golf
did I
Championship.
predict last
Matt
week?
Nicholas.
Do we have to roll the tape? Do we have to roll the tape?
I have to agree. You
no, I remember that.
I do remember that?
I remember.
Okay.
He said he's playing like he
But I did not realize he hadn't. I knew he had won a couple of times before, but it had been 10 years since his last.
And he plays most years, does he not? I mean, he's in the thing a lot.
I think for the most part. Probably might have missed 1 year along.
One of the things we talked about was the influx of some of these young rising players.
And he held them off.
Well, you know, he did. The Fontenot and the Farmer, they were in there, and I'm sure there's one or two other of the younger guys. Locally, I know a Channing Kyle.
And the Candlestick
Pardon?
Maker.
Yeah, there you go.
Fontenot, the Farmer, and the Candlestick Maker.
So there are some young guys in the local amateur ranks that's trying to make a name for themselves, but not yet. Not yet. And Nicholas comes through. American Press had coverage on it and talked about the injury on the hand with a screwdriver mishap and didn't get to practice, but he comes through in the end and then holds them all. Holds off what? Shane Fontenot by 2 strokes.
I tell you what, Matt, it is fun to watch Matt Nicholas play golf.
I've not seen him play.
He just has the smoothest,
effortless,
perfect timing and the swing and all.
Long guy? Big fella. Is he long?
Oh yeah, he's long.
They're all
enough.
hit
But
I
mean, he doesn't take a great big swing and you know, way past parallel and kill it. He's just got the nice, smooth
easy swing. Take notes of that.
Gets it done. Yes, sir.
Take notes of that.
No doubt about it.
You don't have to have the
You
club
would not
touching the other ear.
Matt Nicklaus' swing with his. But I mean,
I'm trying
every
to-
time I hear him playing, he's shooting 65.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
That's unreal.
And,
I'm a
and
little
he was
surprised.
4 under. 4 under for Mallard Cove. That,
What, 70, 71, 71?
something like that. And that's a good test.
Mallard Cove for me.
Cove.
I didn't get out there. I
That's a pretty
was
good test,
in.
The course stood up.
I was in Natchitoches this weekend, so I didn't get out there. From everything I heard, Mallard Cove is in really good shape.
Yeah.
And I was a little surprised the scores weren't a little bit lower.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there was only maybe 3 people under par.
That's right. I think Jason Horn, who's another veteran player, it was even par, I think at like 216. And then Shane Fontenot was second, 2 strokes back. And Sutton Farmer, I think another youngster, was fourth at like 217. So they were bunched up there. Got a little interesting at the end because Nicholas, he had
I think
back-to-back
two bogeys,
bogeys, but ended up making a birdie putt on 18
By the way,
to
I
hold
think
off.
next week Matt was going to come on tonight, but he had some family things that.
Yeah.
Well, it was his
we'd love to
anniversary.
get him on.
A little more important than doing a TV show.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at
I
that.
suggested maybe take her to Embers and just drop
Yeah.
by. But
Smart man.
But I
No,
think we
very
will
smart.
have him on next week's show. to
Good.
talk
Smart
about
man. All right, let's shift gears onto the, and we don't talk a lot of LPGA, but I want to bring this up because
Michelle Wee.
Michelle Wee.
Michelle Wee.
Imagine when she burst onto the scene at like 13 or 14 guys.
And the second biggest
Imagine.
story there was an 11-year-old
Exactly.
play.
Yeah.
So how does
Isn't
that fit
ironic?
to Michelle
Isn't that
Wee?
ironic?
And I loved her get up, man, the red, white, and blue. I mean, I do watch these things.
First
Yeah.
time I ever
Yeah.
saw a professional athlete eating an ice cream
Yeah.
cone
Exactly right.
during the post-game press conference.
She's
I
11
will
years
say
old,
that. Well, I guess she's
Unbelievable.
not a pro. But,
11 years old,
but
man.
she's in a
Come
pro
on.
event. So
She's 11 years old.
again, how this story for Michelle Wee begins the middle and comes around. Look, she was a bit arrogant at times. I want to play in
She
the
was.
Masters. I
She
want to
was.
compete on the PGA. I think some of that, or maybe a lot of it, if you remember the story, was the dad and the mom
Yeah.
and the you know
No,
how
we
that
remember her a
goes.
lot
with
when she
push,
first
push,
started. Yeah,
push.
she was-
She goes off to Stanford and goes to college and graduates and just, you didn't think she was going to fulfill it. And she does on Pinehurst #2 with a setup that was carryover from the men's U.S. Open. Give her credit, guys.
Oh, sure.
Give her credit.
Yeah, sure.
She was.
Man, does that hurt your back watching her putt, though?
A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, good point.
But she,
Good
I
point.
saw her on the Golf Channel this morning. They were talking with her, and she was actually saying since she went to that. I mean, she looks like a pro, tall and thin
She's
as
6 foot,
she is anyway. It looks like a praying mantis when she's putting.
Yeah.
But she actually says it puts less pressure on her back.
Really?
I watch her and my back hurts.
Wow.
Putting like that.
Well, you know, it's a great golf story, and this is a big golf community.
It is.
That she
It
wins
is.
her first major, guys. She's only won like maybe 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
This is her first major, and she's only 24.
Yeah.
She's been around, it seems like, for 20
She has.
years.
I mean,
so
we
she's
saw it
only
so.
24.
I mean,
is
she was
good.
so young when we
Well,
saw
how
her.
about this Lucy Lee when she's 24?
I know.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. All right, Tiger Woods. It's been, gosh, guys, maybe 3 or 4 months since the micro back surgery.
Since March, I
Yeah.
think.
So he announced on his Facebook page, I'm going to be here for the Quicken Loans, which is what? His tournament
It's
at
his
Congressional.
tournament to a degree,
Ironically, he's coming back for his tournament. So I don't know.
I am
I love
skeptical.
Tiger Woods. I think he's a great player.
I do too.
But
I
I
do
don't
too.
need Tiger Woods
The
to be in a
strings-
tournament
If
for
he's
me
not
to
ready.
watch it.
If he's not
I don't
ready,
need
I
it.
don't either.
You know?
But
Yeah.
But we're purists. We like to watch the
I
game.
don't know. I'm just, you know.
It's
you
going to
know,
be
my-
interesting to see.
You know, my formal training was as a dentist, I think. But
Really?
but,
Go ahead and play doctor. Go ahead and play doctor then.
But it just seems to me people, particularly, he's not in golf years. He's getting up there, but in human years,
Right.
he's still a
He's
fairly young guy.
Young guy.
And I mean, it just seems when you have back trouble at that age, you never completely
It's
get
tough.
rid of it.
It's tough.
And I've been lucky. I don't have really back trouble.
Right.
But it seems to me everybody that does, you know, they can have surgeries, they can do this. But maybe we should have an actual MD on to discuss that. I don't know.
Well,
but
we
that's
talked.
my
You
diagnosis.
recall we talked to
Yeah.
Brett Cassio about this, our local, Soundoff 60 orthopedic surgeon doctor from Memorial, and this is serious.
No, it is.
But has been done successfully.
Yeah.
And Retief Goosen had it, and he has come back well from it. And this is Tiger Woods now, a great physical specimen that he's able to get the
think
best
of that
doctors in the world.
violent swing, the torque he puts on his back.
But think about the shape he's in, though.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, that's
the
true.
physical shape he's in.
Well, see, I think that's part of it, though.
Well,
I think for a guy who wants to play golf, just my hunch, again, a lot of people are a lot more expert on it than I am. But I'm not sure getting that beefed up is good for golf, for a golf athlete. I'm just not.
I don't
sold
know
on that.
I don't know. I mean,
he's one of the
Give me
few
the
guys
walruses any day over that.
You look at the players, Kevin, and a lot of them, they might not have the ripping muscles, but there's a lot of flat bellies out there now.
There are.
All right, there's some pudgies.
Yeah.
All right, there's some pudgies.
There's more pudgies probably.
Maybe.
But you know, Tiger, like Scooter said, I mean, when you look at him and like Scooter said, the torque, I mean,
yeah.
He's bringing it.
Yeah. He might back it off a little bit.
Yeah.
He might back it off a little bit. We'll see. So there's some. Mac Nicholas, congratulations.
Yeah.
Win City Golf Town. We're going to try to have him on for next week's show.
Yeah.
Talk about a lot of things golf-wise because
good.
he's been around and he knows a lot about golf. All right, another short pause here at Jack Daniels. When we come back, we're going to talk football with Nate Livings.
Yes.
Former LSU star and a star of the Cincinnati Bengals, Dallas Cowboys.
Glad to
Coming
have
up a
Nate
little bit
on
later on, we're going to get into the Jimmy Graham situation.
Yeah.
And news out of Saints camp.
Yeah.
Kerry Joseph is
Yeah.
joining the Saints coaching staff.
Yes.
We'll get
Yes.
into a little bit of that and so much
Yes.
more when we come back to Jack Daniels. Stay right here.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford, Beglis Parkway in Sulphur.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
Choosing your doctors and healthcare professionals is an important and personal decision, and one that you should feel totally comfortable with. Hello, I'm Dr. Trisa Guidry, and I'd like to welcome you to our clinic, where your health and well-being is our top priority. I'm a board-certified OBGYN and a graduate of LSU. My dedicated staff and I would like to invite you to call for a consultation and appointment. You will experience the trust, comfort, and medical treatments you deserve. We are Dr. Trisa Guidry.
Welcome back to Jack Daniels at Lauberge Casino. I want to welcome a very good friend of Sound Off 60 in the show, former LSU star and of the Dallas Cowboys, Cincinnati Bengals removed, Nate Livings has joined us to talk about a number of subjects. Nate, glad to have you aboard. Looking good.
You are looking good.
You're looking sturdy.
Retirement is agreeing with you. Hey,
well, let's first off,
it's pre-planned.
The life of Nate Livings. Fill in us and the fans in regards to when was the decision to, I'm assuming, hang up the cleats and the helmet, but teams always are in need of a good lineman. I don't know if you have thoughts about possibly keeping the name out there. Fill us in on what's going on.
Here's the thing. I always said when I first started playing, I wanted to play till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
And I was in training camp in California, and I had rehab at 6:30 every morning. And so I rolled out of the bed. I promise you, God honest truth, I rolled out of the bed at 5:30 one morning. And I sat on the edge of the bed, and I was like, yo, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I was mentally exhausted from not so much just playing, but just the X's and O's and, you know, making sure we just got a new offense. And it was just, it didn't fit me, and I was just discouraged. I was, like, upset at the fact that I was feeling this way about football, the game that I love to play.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I always said when I reached that point, I was going to take a step back, look at it, and see.
And you'd had a good long career, so
Yeah.
maybe it was time.
Yeah. And I want to take this time out to thank you, Scooter. from covering me from when I was here.
You were never that tall.
Well, but real talk, man, from covering me from high school on.
Yeah,
time,
you
man,
were one of
I
the.
appreciate it.
You've been one of the real joys. I said at the top of the show, you probably didn't hear it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I said at the top of the show that Nate Livings is truly one of the nicest, classiest athletes I've been around all these years. And I think it's so good what you're still doing for the community and everything. I've never been as impressed with him. I followed Nate one day a couple of years ago when he went and spoke to 3 or 4 elementary school classes.
Yeah.
And just watching the kids, he connected with them.
And we'll get into maybe a little bit more of the personal story and the adversity you had to go just to play at LSU.
Right.
And of course the adversity of the NFL. But Kevin, I want to toss it to you in regards to your decision to have to hang it up and how difficult. Now you roll out of bed 5:30, you're tired, it's over.
Yeah.
But still though, it had to be tough. I assume equally as tough for you.
Look, Nate had a much better career than what I had. Mine came along due to probably some injuries and stuff. But you get a feeling as an athlete is that, like Nate said, it's the game that you love to play since you was a little kid. And people sometimes don't realize the mental strain that it puts on an athlete just to go into meeting rooms, set for 2 hours, and you got to be on point as to what everything coach is saying. You miss it, it's like, Gidry, you studying your playbook. I mean,
how many times you nod off?
Look, when I was in college, I always was sit by who? Bill Arnsparger. Never got nothing wrong. Bill would say, "You in cover 2. You in cover 2 now." Say, Coach Archer, cover 2. But guys, what I'm saying is
you cheated, huh?
What? Bill kept me in play every time. But I know what Nate's saying. And, a lot of times, I think people looking from the outside in see these athletes making all this money. At the end of the day, when you're sitting on the edge of your bed like what Nate said, it doesn't matter. It's all about how you got to feel as a person.
It's also, you mentioned about the game, it's also, it turned into a business real quick, didn't it?
Yeah. I tell you the thing that the transition for me when I was in Cincinnati is a blue collar town. You go to work, you come home, do the family thing. And in Dallas, it was a different transition to me because you would go to work. After practice, you got to drive to Arlington, sign autographs, put your suit on, go meet fans, and all these different intangibles. While I'm used to going to work, coming home, relaxing, getting ready for Sunday,
I didn't know
was
that.
just so much.
Yeah.
And mentally, I was mentally exhausted, man, because my first game as a Cowboy, when I walked into the locker room, I didn't meet my teammates. I met Jerry. That's the first person I went, my first game. Yeah. And Jerry's giving me a pep talk, not Coach Gary. Jerry is. So now my plate is like, I got to go play against Philly. And I'm like, I just met with Jerry Jones before the game. And it was just different for me, man. So that all went into it.
Was it that much different being on America's team than being on the Bengals?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you noticed the difference.
Yeah. Man, when you walk out of there, man, when you walk out the tunnel, it's like Hollywood. It's like the Lakers of the NFL. And I'm from Lake Charles. Y'all watch me. I'm more the type of guy to stand back, let me do my job, and go home. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a different transition.
Very much so.
But in recent years, the Cincinnati Bengals have had more success than the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cincinnati Bengals have more success, but
it's still Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. And it's a huge difference between Cincinnati, Ohio, and Dallas, Texas.
Yeah. Interesting.
Almost sound like you were more comfortable living in Cincinnati.
Low key.
No. Don't get me wrong. Now I love Dallas now. I love Dallas, but it was just.
I couldn't take the traffic in Dallas.
And speaking of that, are you making your home still in DFW, or is it Houston, or how are you splitting your time locally? We're segueing into your local efforts.
Well, me and my wife, we built the home up in Frisco, Texas. Okay. So we're raising our kids up there in Frisco.
FCS championship game.
Right. And so actually, Jerry's building a practice facility in Frisco as well. So. I'll be right down the street from the facility.
The Cowboys, they're trying to get out of the California routine, maybe?
Well, no, they're moving from, they're in Valley Ranch.
Valley Ranch, they're moving?
Valley Ranch is in DFW, so they're moving that up north to Frisco. So.
I did not know that.
All right. So how much time, Nate, do you get back to work with the foundation and your local charities here? How often do you get back to the
since I stepped away from the game, that's pretty much been all my focus. Since I've been in the game, I've always give to kids. I always give to kids. And that's pretty much where I'm at now. now with my foundation, working with the association. That's what we're all about, is helping out kids in different ways like that. So,
and I think what it does, we just said a little bit, Nate's giving a lot of kids here locally the opportunity to probably play a sport that they never had the opportunity to play because maybe of financial reasons or whatever, because golf, like you guys know, can be expensive.
Yeah.
And I think that's the great thing about this. I mean, you're opening up doors for kids, man, that probably wouldn't have even thought about picking up a golf club to say, you know what, I may like doing this. So,
well fill us in, Nate, in regards to the foundation. What's your driving force behind it? I know you have an annual football camp. Is that correct? That's still going on. Fill us in on, fill in the blanks if you will.
Well, we're not doing a football camp this year because God blessed me to have my first son.
Yeah.
So,
that's got to be nice,
That was big. I was in a house full of women, so I'm good on that. So we postponed the football camp and we put our focus on this. The thing is about this, I never played golf till I got to the NFL. Because I've always, like him, I always thought you had to have a ton of money to play.
Yeah.
And so what I want to do is kind of like open the door and show kids like you don't have to have a ton of money. And it's a different skill set other than just being on the football field all the time.
Exactly.
You know, you don't have to worry about getting hit. And everything is more mental than physical. And that's the aspect. And I'm not on the field playing no more.
Yeah.
You know, so I just want to give kids a different opportunity. Yes, I still do the football, but I want to give them a different opportunity to take advantage of it.
So the tournament is this weekend at Mallard Cove, correct?
Yes.
And it's in conjunction with the Southwest Louisiana Junior Golf Association. So, and are there openings left? Should they go out to Mallard Cove and get teams signed up?
You can still get teams signed up this week.
Yeah.
On up to Saturday.
And it's part of the big fundraising for the foundation. Well, you mentioned you mentioned earlier about the game and getting hit. Let's segue into that real fast. You have a son now. Former St. Louis Rams quarterback Kurt Warner made headlines.
Yeah, he did.
And even Brett Favre has made headlines.
He did.
About pushing his kids and the fact that he probably wouldn't push his kids into football because of the concussion issue with football. Give us your position on that.
I'm with the concussions and all the other stuff, but I also disagree with them to a sense. You asked me if I would let my son play football. I would let my son play football whenever he got ready to. If he wanted to play soccer, baseball, whatever it is, fine, go do that. But I'm not, when it comes to football, you don't have to play football in elementary, middle school, at high school. And my thing is this, and Kevin can attest to this too, it's been times I've been on the football field running 110s in Baton Rouge and thinking to myself, I wouldn't wish this pain on nobody.
But you did it.
I did it.
You did
and
it.
which it taught me a ton of stuff.
That's what I'm
Taught me a
gonna
ton
say.
of stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like those things that football taught me, you can learn them in different avenues.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Not just, now football got some things that no other sport can teach.
Yeah.
But I've learned them, so I can kind of like pass that on to him, whether it's him going out there
I agree.
in 100-degree heat.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I can't let this opportunity pass because, again, the lawsuits continue to proliferate.
Yeah.
Dan Marino is now heading up one, yet another one beyond the settlement lawsuit. Your opinion on that? Is this warranted? Is the Jim McMahons and Dan Marinos of the world right or wrong, in your humble opinion, in regards to getting into litigation against the NFL for pain pill usage or continuing the injuries, if you will, of playing the game?
I'll just say this to be on the safe side of both organizations. I feel like they have a point. I feel like they have a legitimate point because, for one, the benefits that we have pertaining to concussions, they didn't have.
Correct.
So I understand the argument. Two, as I was just speaking with a buddy of mine, was talking about a receiver. He used to play with Randy Moss at Minnesota. I won't say his name, but he's struggling with concussions and memory.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they do have a valid point, and a lot of people don't understand why they're going after the money, because the thing is, back in the day, they didn't sign up for all this other stuff. They signed up to play football.
Exactly.
And whatever they had to do to stay on the field, they took care of. So I feel like their point is valid, and I feel like the league should compensate.
And in defense of that, Rich, back then, You know, you don't have doctors then on the sideline when I played to where they'll look at you and say, well, Gidry, you're not going back in.
Right.
Or
It's
test
about
whatever.
you, Ken.
No, but I'm just saying, that's part of what Nate is saying.
I understand.
Back then, you know, nowadays you got those doctors that say, no, you're not going back in.
Progressive.
So it's a different game back then as to what it was.
There's something way more concussions wrong with you, but let's talk to Nate. God, you were born that way.
This is what I go through every week, okay, Nate?
You were born that way. They can't let you get away without. You were talking about what a circus it was being in that national spotlight with the Dallas Cowboys. How did that compare with your college days? What was the difference in like playing at LSU, where you won a national championship? Anybody who doesn't remember, Nate was the starting guard on the 2003 national championship team. How was it different, the college atmosphere of game day? I know the difference, game days between colleges.
LSU game day, hands down. I've never played in a stadium where the fans actually show love to the players.
Oh, you that?
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Seattle's loud because the stadium is made for it to be
exactly.
loud. Death Valley's loud because of the fans. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the difference is between, let's say, LSU and the Cowboys is this is the Cowboys, fans. We're down by 7. There's 5 minutes left to go in the game. Our defense is on the field, and the offense, their offense is marching, and we're down by 7. Instead of the fans turning up the volume to affect the game positively, and this is my honest opinion, is some fans, a ton of fans, Cowboy fans, will sit there and just enjoy the show, and or sit there and like complain. Now you compare that to LSU, it's a whole nother.
Oh, it's a whole different story.
We'll be down by 20.
Oh yeah.
With 5 minutes left, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
fans are going berserk.
Yeah.
And that's the love. And let's say we lose the game.
Yeah.
There's no booing. No, you know, it's all love. And in the NFL, that's when the business side kicks in.
Yeah.
When I was in Cincinnati and we started winning, and then we probably lose to like a team that wasn't supposed to beat us, the fans start booing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you booing the players that are actually laying on the line for you.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. They don't do that at LSU. LSU is one of the
Nate,
greatest.
one of the questions I know a lot of guys out there wanted me to ask this question tonight. You as an offensive guy, what is the most difficult position for you as an offensive lineman if you've got to protect a guy such as a Johnny Manziel or such as a drop back quarterback like a Andrew Luck? Which of those guys
Luck
would
can
probably
run a little bit too, though.
He can't run much. Which of those guys would probably be the most difficult for you as an offensive?
It's Manziel, hands down. I played, hold on, all right, I'll make it clear to you. I played with Carson Palmer, pure drop back passer.
Yeah.
When the ball's supposed to come out after 3 seconds, the ball's gone.
Job's done.
Done.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
I played
see
with
where
Tony.
you're going with this.
Yeah. Tony's different. You know, the ball's supposed to be out 3 seconds. Best believe,
You don't
Tony
even know
might
where
still
he
have
is.
that ball.
I'm sorry, what?
Tony might still have that ball. And so that's
And
the
you
big
don't know
difference.
where he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do me a favor. You can Google the last time we played in Philly when Tony had the big miracle play.
Yeah.
When I was in Cincinnati, I used to watch the Cowboys all the time. I used to say, man, that is Romo magic. That's what I call it. Next thing you know, I'm at the Cowboys in Philly, and now I'm a part of Romo magic.
Yeah.
And it was crazy and fun, but it wasn't what we worked on. You know what I'm saying? So,
I like that.
So I'll keep it
Nate,
like
we
that.
appreciate it. We're out of time.
man.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Don't be a stranger, all right?
Thank you.
Next time you get to Lake Charles, look us up. We're going to have you on. There's a lot of other topics
Always
we
good
can
to have
cover
you,
with
man.
Nate Living. Enjoy retirement. Congratulations to the newborn. the
Yeah,
son.
man.
Right on
How
the side.
lucky.
Up against the clock. We're coming back in about 2 to Jack Daniels.
We are worldwide, 365 and 24/7 at soundoff60.com. Sound Off 60 is presented by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort and by Tarver Ford Sulphur. Back after this break.
Gold. It's the color of quality, the color of taste, the color of a true Pilsner. Let your eyes drink it in. When you want a real light beer, it's Miller time.
Dr. Casio was my choice.
Dr. Casio is my choice.
Dr. Cassio is my choice.
Dr. Brett Cassio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Cassio is the official sports medicine physician of Soundoff 60.
Hi, we're the Tarver family. We've been in business for 30 years. The question that people ask us most often is, what's the best time of the year to buy? We believe the best time is when the most people are buying, and that's in May and June.
So we're starting a brand new tradition, our first annual May-June sale. It's our biggest savings of the year on our biggest inventories of the year at either one of our locations, Lake Charles Toyota or Tarver Ford.
It's our biggest sale in our 30-year history.
And it's our annual May-June sale.
At Lake Charles Toyota, Highway 14 south of I-210, or Tarver Ford, I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
Dig in. Because after a few icy seconds, you'll discover the light beer brewed for 21 days. And that's time well spent. When you want a real light beer, it's Miller time.
Welcome back to Jack Daniels. Many thanks to Nate Livings, former LSU Tiger, Dallas Cowboy, for joining us for a few moments.
It's like, people will think I have a man crush on Nate, but
Whatever,
he really
come on now.
He is a good guy.
He is
One of the best guys.
He is a good guy. Don't forget.
But I like you too.
I appreciate that,
like
Scooter,
you
man.
too.
He's on your back tonight, though.
He is.
Man. He's on your back. Don't
Well, I
forget.
was comparing you to Nate.
Yeah.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Okay, not a bad
Don't forget
guy.
Thursday, pool party. Andy Frasco on the concert stage. Holiday week with the following week, July 3rd. It's Kenny Wayne Shepherd, blues and rock and roll on the big stage.
That should be a good show.
Let's jump around a little bit, guys. Let's stay on football with the New Orleans Saints. I teased it before the Nate Livings interview. And
He's a tight end, if
appearance.
that's what you want to know. He's a tight end. Stop it. He's a tight end.
Jimmy Graham, the case is before an arbitrator, a veteran NFL arbitrator.
What is he, Scooter?
Who actually did the Drew Brees situation. This decision should be down maybe within a week or sooner. It's got some ripple effects. And what I'm concerned about, if it goes against him, will he hold? Will he skip? Will he demand a trade? What? Will his head be right?
Well, I want
I'm
to
worried
know
about
is
that.
if they rule that he's a wide receiver, does he have to give back all the incentive bonus money he made for tight end related Pro Bowl appearances?
It's a valid question.
He made
I
Pro
bet
Bowls
you.
as a tight end.
You're right,
But I don't think he made $5 million worth of incentive.
Oh,
So,
probably not.
No, he wants that $5 million.
Oh, he does. He wants it bad.
And I, you know,
wants
he
it
lined
bad.
up 67 to 68% of the times in the receiver position.
But
now,
you know what?
But so I tend to think that he's due
But
the
let me ask you
receiver
this, Rick,
money.
And this is what we talked about too. I mean, I asked the coach this. You can come into an organization as a tight end, but if that offense flexes you out, I mean,
Come on.
Who's at fault? I mean, if this is what the set calls you to do, I mean, if it's the formation that calls you to be a flex tight end, it's confusing.
Is he more?
Well,
let me
I'm
ask you that. Hold on.
I'm
Is he
surprised.
more apt? Is he more apt?
He's more
to
apt
be-
as a receiver.
Okay,
honestly,
but no,
he
is he more
He is.
apt to take a receiver type of risk and hits in a receiver role or tight end?
In a receiver role, I have to agree with you.
I would think so.
I have
But
to.
I am a little bit surprised because, you know, different offenses use people different ways.
Yeah,
you know, that's no secret. But when this whole thing was set up to where if you're a whatever free agent, you get the
average
the
of what,
average
the top
of the top
three
three
salaries,
or
yeah.
five,
Right,
five, whatever it is. I mean, it's not just here it could happen.
No.
I mean, Darren Sproles, was he a receiver? Was he a running back?
Yeah.
Good point.
You know, a guy like that.
You're right,
Good point.
He's a
You're right,
receiver,
though.
or, you know, a Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush isn't really a running
But
back.
many times Sproles still lined up in the backfield and went out.
No, he did, and you're right.
Yeah,
But
he
you know
did do
what?
a slot
I don't
every
know.
now and then, but I see where you're going.
Okay.
I see where
But
you're
you
going.
see where I'm going? I mean, it's not just, there are a lot of players. I mean, is there a difference between guard and tackle? A lot of those bounce back and forth.
Yeah. They're going to have to probably tighten this up a little bit.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to
I
clarify
say
the
NFL,
language,
exactly.
I think.
And the players' union. You're right about that. So anyway, what I'm concerned about is Drew Brees has come out and said, you know, I want this guy, I need this guy.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about his mindset. Will he can hold out. He could skip
No,
the
he
year.
can.
He can
He
demand
can.
a trade. I don't know.
I don't think he will.
I don't think it'll go
But I
that
mean, he
far.
can,
I
but-
don't think. But there's always
But what
that
happens,
possibility.
Rick, if the Saints open
Drew
up this
Brees go talk to
Pandora's
him?
box
Drew
to
Brees-
other teams to look at what they're doing, that could be trouble.
Well, I'm
That
surprised
could be trouble.
is that this has never
That
come
could be
up
trouble.
before. Like I was saying, there's other positions, but I don't think he'll hold that. Drew Brees go over there. It'd be like Bill Arnsparger talking to you, Kev, and what would you do?
Drew Brees held out.
Says, huh?
Drew Brees held out.
No, he never missed any training camp.
He held out.
He never missed any training camp.
He still had a hell.
But this is the thing, Rick. You know, what Jimmy Graham has got to
Graham
realize,
is holding out now.
You know,
Yeah, really.
Jimmy Graham's got to realize the next 2-3 years, there's not going to be a better quarterback to throw to him to make him who he is.
Well,
he's got to know that.
Money's money, baby.
Yeah, but
Money's
he's got to
money.
know that, Rick.
Staying on the
He's got
Saints
to.
front, former Cowboy quarterback, now retired from the Canadian Football League, Kerry Joseph, has joined Sean Payton's staff as a coaching intern. I don't know. It doesn't matter if he's going to get paid or not.
Yeah.
He's cutting his teeth.
That's a good position
He's
to be
cutting
in.
his
Yeah.
teeth with the New Orleans Saints,
That's a good
working with
position
the
to be in.
offensive side of the football. And he's quoted as saying, we haven't seen Kerry in a while. I haven't.
Yeah.
But he obviously wants to get into coaching. And what
Definitely.
better staff to get on
You're right.
his hometown
That could be
Saints
something
with
good,
Sean
man.
Payton.
That could be something really,
That
really
is,
good.
that's good news.
It could be, yes it
Because
is.
he's another one of the good guys out there.
Kerry's from New Iberia.
New Iberia, yeah.
Yes.
He's one of the
another
good guys.
good guy. You're
And-
right.
Jawsbury, homeboys.
Still shocking to me when we would see him out at the local golf tournaments for McNeese and the shape he was in.
Oh, yeah.
And his IQ for football, he never got that shot in the
And
NFL.
you're right.
Well, no, he played in the
No, but
NFL.
not as a
He
quarterback.
played with not as a quarterback. I knew it. He plays a running back with the
He
Redskins.
really and truly had one of the strongest arms.
No,
You're
he does.
telling me Kerry
probably
Joseph
had the-
couldn't be a backup in the NFL in his prime?
no.
Come
I agree with
on.
But he started as a defensive back.
I know.
So, I mean,
And then they moved into
so I
running
don't
back.
feel too bad for
He
him.
wanted to be
He
quarterback.
started
He
as a
wanted to play
safety.
quarterback.
Well, then,
His
and
idiot
he
was
went to
pushing him
Canada.
for
He did want to play
But I
quarterback.
mean, can you
Rick, I agree.
think of a McNeese quarterback that had a stronger arm? Pure arm?
Kerry had a strong arm.
None.
He did.
Probably.
I have to agree, he did.
No.
And remember, he had one time he had like an 80-yard punt.
Yeah, he was a specimen.
Yeah.
He was a
He is
specimen. We got to get him back on the show, though.
We do.
We got to corral
do.
Kerry
I
Joseph
agree.
and talk about a lot of stuff. Up against
we
the
will.
clock, we're going to take a short pause. We're coming back in about 2.5. Still a lot more to cover. Stay right here at Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort, home of Sound Off 60, and Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. Round 5 with the boys coming up.
Get your free American Press app today. It's all at your fingertips. News, sports, advertising, entertainment, and video delivered through your Apple or Android mobile device. Capture the informative power of the American Press, Southwest Louisiana's premier source for news and advertising. Get your American Press app today. Download it for free through your iTunes or App Store. You'll love the look and feel of our newest digital offering. The app flawlessly delivers the local news most important to you in a new, striking layout. Get your American Press app today.
Hi, we're the Tarver family. We've been in business for 30 years. The question that people ask us most often is, what's the best time of the year to buy? We believe the best time is when the most people are buying, and that's in May and June.
So we're starting a brand new tradition, our first annual May-June sale. It's our biggest savings of the year on our biggest inventories of the year at either one of our locations, Lake Charles Toyota or Tarver Ford.
It's our biggest sale in our 30-year history.
And it's our annual May-June sale.
At Lake Charles Toyota, Highway 14 south of I-210, or Tarver Ford, I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
All right, welcome back to Jack Daniels at Lauberge. We've covered a lot. World Cup soccer,
Yes, we have.
believe it or not. We've run the gamut. I would be remiss if we didn't bring this subject up. I want to kind of delve into it now and not end the show with it. Jansen Jackson.
Yeah.
The former Barb star, Tennessee,
So that's your
McNeese
question.
State.
Yeah.
This is a tragic tale that we hate to talk about. It puts perspective on athletes and decisions and where they're going with their lives and what can happen and what can break down. You probably have heard the story that he was arrested and charged with murder last September.
Exactly.
Locally, we're just getting the information. If you
Not
will.
locally, anywhere.
I know. I did not know this. that he was charged with this.
None of us obviously know enough about the case to comment on what has happened or what might happen. But I am absolutely flabbergasted that happened in September and nobody publicly knew about it until a week ago.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. You've got, he had left Tennessee. That's a rabid fan base.
Yes.
Yeah. He's out there when Lane Kiffin gets fired.
Yes.
When they're going through all of Lane Kiffin's transgressions in Tennessee, of which Jansen Jackson was one.
Right.
Who had to get kicked off Tennessee team.
Yeah.
How did that stay in today's world with message boards and Facebook and how did that stay under the radar for almost 6 months?
I had only heard through a grapevine that he was having some issues outside of football. Yeah. But I never pursued it and never asked. So anyway, and Hobbs is right. We don't know a lot about the story, but the top line of the story, he has been charged and allegedly strangled his mother's boyfriend. He was stopped and arrested with the body in the car. That is known. That is known, and that's disturbing.
Now, he wasn't stopped.
He was arrested in possession of the body.
Yes, he never took it out of his car, apparently. He was allegedly.
So, again, the tragic tale of a guy with all the potential, and this is just allegations. There may be mitigating circumstances that we don't know, but he's still in jail. He's still incarcerated after this length of time with a $1 million bond, guys.
That's a high bond.
This is a tough story to talk about because I didn't know Jansen Jackson very well. I interviewed him several times at bar.
I knew him well. I knew him. And I would have never sit here today and tell you that I would have ever thought that kid would have ever done something like that, Rick.
And we don't know if he did it.
We don't.
We don't know. He has been charged.
His mother is saying that he's been battling mental issues.
Yes.
Yeah. That was
voices in his head.
Yes, that's been reported. What California media reports, quotes from her.
You are right about
that. We just have to hope for the best. Wish he and his family the best. This is a difficult situation, but when a name appears as big as Jansen Jackson was, it's a big name in this area.
I cannot fathom that.
Yeah, and
I mean,
he was. I don't know if it was this close, but it was pretty close to making the New York Giants. He was cut by the Giants 1 week prior to the start of the season.
He was there. There's not
he was there. He was there. All right, so I wanted to get. I didn't want to end the show on a bit of a downer, but that's big news, and obviously the local media will be following that and see where it goes. I got to go with this again. Be a downer here. We missed it last week.
Yeah.
Not Hall of Famer in baseball, Tony Gwynn passes away.
Yeah. Sad story.
At 54
happened last Tuesday.
Yeah, last Tuesday.
Sad story.
Due to oral cancer. The story, the underlining story, 54 years old.
That's young.
A lifelong Padre, was a coach at San Diego State, was coaching.
Yeah. And just one of the genuine good guys.
I mean, what a swing.
Sport.
What a swing and what a career.
Yeah.
Again, that overarching story is the question of chewing tobacco, guys.
And a lot of players do it, Rick.
And a lot of players
still do it till today.
Was Gwen a big tobacco chewer?
Big time.
I wouldn't have thought him. I don't know.
Big time.
Because he had the big, I don't know.
And
I wouldn't think of him as the old school tobacco spitting baseball player.
No, he was.
It ended his life. I mean, he died of oral cancer, and he was battling that for 3 or 4 years. So, again, a sad tale, but let's try to take something out of it.
Yeah.
Stop the dip, stop the chewing tobacco. Major League Baseball may address this.
Chew some gum or
Major League Baseball may address this. They can't legislate it out of the game, but they might legislate it in regards to television. Well, they might.
I mean, they could.
They might if they want to go that far. All right, up against the clock again. Stump the Wise Guys is coming up. We'll try to lighten this mood a little bit.
All right.
We'll see if we get stumped, and we got a couple other subjects. We'll end it. We're coming back in about 2. Stay right here.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford, Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniel's Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort.
Hi, we're the Tarver family. We've been in business for 30 years. The question that people ask us most often is, what's the best time of the year to buy? We believe the best time is when the most people are buying, and that's in May and June.
So we're starting a brand new tradition, our first annual May-June sale. It's our biggest savings of the year on our biggest inventories of the year at either one of our locations, Lake Charles Toyota or Tarver Ford.
It's our biggest sale in our 30-year history.
And it's our annual May-June sale.
At Lake Charles Toyota, Highway 14 south of I-210, or Tarver Ford, I-10 exit 21 in Sulphur.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the most wonderful time. Yes, the most wonderful time of the year.
Dr. Casio was my choice.
Dr. Casio is my choice.
Dr. Casio was my choice.
Dr. Brent Casio is fellowship trained and board certified in both orthopedics and sports medicine. He has the tools, techniques, and experience to get athletes back on the field of play. Call 337-494-4900.
Dr. Brent Casio is the official sports medicine physician of Sound Off 60.
What is it about Luxair cooling products that deliver the comfort you've been wishing for? Is it their energy-saving performance? Those super cozy moments with loved ones? Or perhaps it's that great feeling you get in helping those wishing for a little comfort of their own. For over a decade, we've been helping deliver hope, strength, and joy to Make-A-Wish children and families at a time when they need it most. Find out how Luxair home comfort products will make you feel really good this season. Luxair, the comfort you've been wishing for.
Welcome back to Jack Daniels.
Yes.
Amber is back with us. She was a star last week. She's going to
Yes,
be a
she
megastar
is.
again.
She's going to take your place.
Hey, look.
They just kicked you right off.
She's good now.
She's only,
Make no
that's
mistake,
all we
she's
need
good.
is just one Lauberge Lovely, and she's here
That's it.
to try to stump us.
But we're ready.
So here we
Lots
go.
of luck on
Well,
that.
stop trying to
We
cheat.
see what we got.
We are ready.
All right, so supposedly these are all going to stump you. So
Why is that?
I'm going to ask you questions about Soccer World Cup.
Oh, no, I can leave
we're
this.
in trouble.
But are you really surprised?
We're in trouble.
Are you really surprised that that's what the questions are
All
about
right,
this weekend?
let's not give up the
goodness,
shit.
are you
Let's not give up the
serious?
shit. We can get a good guess.
I don't
in
know
here.
about this, Rick.
Pele! Pele!
Hey, that's it.
Pele!
That's Gidry's answer. Is it Pele or Pele? I don't know.
It
Go
is
ahead.
called football sometimes, and y'all know about
It's
football,
not
right?
Dale Earnhardt or Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan. I don't know it.
All right, here we go. What do we got,
You're out
Amber?
of luck.
Here we go.
All right. What year did the World Cup begin play, and how often is the global competition held?
I know the second. It's every 4 years.
Every 4 years. No clue how.
I'm going to say
I don't know when it started.
19...
It's older than y'all, if that makes you feel
That
better.
helps.
Man,
That helps.
I wasn't even here.
Join the 40s, Hobbs. 1940s.
Well, that wouldn't have started during
1938.
World War II, though.
30s then, 20s. It's a global
1930?
game. It's been around a while.
1928.
28.
What?
He said it.
What? I guess. 1930.
We aren't stumped.
But he didn't even know he got it, so
Well, that
doesn't
doesn't matter.
count. This doesn't count.
Doesn't matter.
Good thing it was just
Didn't
an
even know.
even number year.
Here you go. All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to make this question into two questions.
Okay.
Okay? How many World Cup champions have there been?
Whoa.
They probably didn't do it during World War II. From 1930,
So now they played every 4 years. Do the quick
1930, that's 70, 84. That would be
Don't hurt your head.
22 minus 21.
It's a good guess.
It is.
What is
Close.
it?
What is
Close. It's got to be
Go
close.
down.
16.
There was a couple of times they
19.
didn't have
Yes.
it.
19.
19.
Oh,
Good
here we
job,
go.
Ricky.
That's
Okay,
a half
Ricky.
stump.
All
That
right,
was a good guess.
So,
All
well,
right,
wait a minute.
we'll
This
take it, we'll
would be
take
the
it.
22nd.
That was pretty good, though, Scooter.
You take 2 off for
was
World War
pretty good.
II.
She says 19. But
That was
go
pretty
ahead.
Proud of
good,
that
Scooter.
math. Good
That is
job.
pretty good math in your
Scooter's pretty
head.
good with the math.
I don't do math.
So what's the second part?
All right.
Here we go.
What 3 countries have won the most titles, and how many have they won?
No, I don't know.
The homeland. I'll
I'm
say
gonna-
Italy with like
I'm
5.
going to say Germany.
Germany. I was going to say Germany.
West Germany.
That's the third most.
All right. So number
Brazil?
Brazil.
That's the first most.
What?
Okay.
Scooter?
We're rocking.
Pelé.
I will go 6, 4, and 2.
Brazil, I mean,
Who else
Who's
could that
your
be?
second one?
England.
Italy.
Italy. Okay.
Very good,
Brazil
Rick, very good.
had 5.
5.
Brazil 5.
Italy had 4.
Okay.
And West Germany had 3.
Wonderful.
Close.
Very good.
We're
Very
close.
good.
We're in the ballpark.
Okay, this is the bonus one right here. This is
We're in the
bonus.
ballpark.
This is for all of you. Here it is.
What country will host the next World Cup in 2018?
I just hope it's not us.
No.
Come on, you watched coverage. They didn't say it. You watched the coverage. You watched for 5
I watched
minutes.
5 minutes. They didn't mention it.
France. I'm gonna take a guess.
I don't
Hey,
know.
well, I would guess Europe because it said I don't think
It's
they'd go to
quite
South
large
America
place.
twice.
It's a pretty
big
Oh, is that what they're doing in like Dubai or
What?
Give a hint.
it's in,
I mean,
think
it's
in the
big.
Middle East.
Is it a democratic country? Is it? I
It's in
don't.
the, I think it's the
Dubai?
Middle East country, isn't it?
I said France. We don't run out of time.
Big.
Big.
What?
Okay, not
Physically
China.
big.
They just did the Olympics.
Russia.
Russia.
Russia. Very good.
Really?
Scooter. Russia. It's going to be in
I
Russia.
didn't think
Jeez.
Russia cared any more about soccer than we did.
No, Russia.
That's Putin.
Unbelievable.
Amber, thank you very
Amber,
much.
great job.
Very
tonight.
good.
I don't know. I don't know if
You're
we were
tough.
stumped on that one, guys.
You're
I don't know if
tough.
we were
I'll
stumped.
tell you.
All right, we're running out of time. Congratulations to you, Louisiana Sports Writer of the Year. Is that
Again?
like-
What is this, like the
Awesome.
8th, 10th
I don't
time?
know. What is it? You keeping count?
Am I close?
You don't want to brag.
So modest. God,
Now, if it'd been you, you'd been
This many!
No, wait a minute.
It's been a few, yeah.
So congratulations
pretty good,
to Mr.
Scooter.
Hobbs,
Congratulations,
Sports Writer
Scooter.
of Louisiana Sports Writer of the Year. The sports section of the American Press
good,
got
Scooter.
#1 in your division of best
Yes.
sports section in the
Yeah.
state of Louisiana. So congratulations.
Very good, Scooter. We're proud of you, man.
Yeah,
don't
many
embarrass me.
many honors.
Proud
Many
of you,
honors.
Scooter, man.
I
God,
learned
way
to
go.
BS at an early age.
Hey,
and I've
hey,
been
you're good at
perfecting
it.
I
ever
can
since.
tell.
You're good at it.
No way.
And here's a positive note. Went to the Wounded Warriors
Yes.
game on
This
Friday.
past weekend.
I was
Another
I was
great
in that
success.
case. Yes.
Another great success.
This
Raised
is their
more
best
money
stop.
this time.
This
Pardon?
is
Oh,
their
it
best
got to
stop.
be. It's got to be, guys.
And I had actually had a chance to speak with Jenny. She couldn't make it on,
Right.
but we're going to try and get her back to maybe talk
She's
about
great.
it, possibly.
I go to church
you know.
with her.
Yeah, she is.
She's awesome.
She is.
Well, to recap it, because they raised more money this go around than they did the last go around, which
And a
they
lot of
raised
great
like
sponsors.
$208,000.
They had a
lot
little
of
more
great
corporate sponsorship
Yeah.
this time.
Kudos to them. Had another good posse of Calvin Murphy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an NBA Hall of Famer was here.
Yeah.
And of course, Duck Dynasty's
Yes.
Willie Robertson was
Can
there.
you
He
do
made a lot of
anything anymore without Duck Dynasty involved?
They're everywhere.
Let me
Scooter.
tell you, a good athlete.
Yeah.
He stroked the ball very,
Yeah.
very well.
Well, I mean, they were Bradshaw's backup at Tech.
Well,
Yeah.
no, Willie, not Phil.
I've never watched. I've watched as much World Cup as I have Duck Dynasty.
I've watched Duck Dynasty.
Well,
watch it every
Phil,
now and then.
Phil came to my college.
watch
Did he
it.
really?
Yeah.
Anyway, so congratulations to
Great
the
job,
organizers of the Wounded
They did a great
Warriors
job.
game. Great for their cause and great players on the veteran
Yeah.
side. They're just unbelievable inspirations. They are indeed. All right. As I said, the countdown is on. This
Yes,
is
it
our
is.
second to last show. Next week will be our last show of the broadcast year
Yes,
before
we'll
we
be
take
here.
off July. Amber, always appreciated.
Always.
She
Thank
didn't
you,
stump us,
Amber.
but she tried real
I
hard.
can't believe you. If you
Great
didn't
show.
stump us with soccer, you
Yeah,
forget
that's
it.
You can never stump us.
That
Great
would've
show,
done it,
everybody.
believe
We'll
me.
do it again
I'll
all
get you
next
one day.
time.
Yes.
Have a great sports week.
Sound Off 60 is presented by Tarver Ford in Sulphur. Give us a chance to earn your business. And by Jack Daniels Bar and Grill at Lauberge Casino Resort. Sound Off 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 60 Monday through Sunday nights 9 p.m. and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Sound Off 60 also airs throughout the week on Communicom Cable Channel 6 at 9 p.m. across Southwest Louisiana. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the boys and access our website links at soundoff60.com.